Good morning and welcome to Travels with Monkey Boy. I'm Mr. Dan. I've got a uh, little stories to tell you right now about my first couple of weeks in China. As you can see in the background, there's the school and the apartment buildings that we live in. It's a very cozy place. We're enjoying it very much. And let me take you to our map so that you can see where we live. Okay. Again, as always, we start from my little house in this area, Green Bay, Wisconsin, my beloved little house. And there's Wisconsin, and we zoom way out and we cross the Pacific Ocean and we get to China. Let's straighten China out a bit. There we go. Many of you that have been to China, you're aware of Beijing. Beijing is way up here to the north. Beijing right in line with South Korea. Shanghai is the big business center. Shanghai is right here along the coast. Guangzhou, which is a Canton to me and to old people, but to everyone in China, it's Guangzhou. Hong Kong, of course, is the old British colony right there. And where are we? We are way out here. We are on the very western fringe of the populated area of China. Um, Something like 95% of the population is Chengdu and east. There's not a lot that's west of here, but I will be doing a lot of exploring there, inshallah. Straight above Vietnam here, Laos, and that's where we are. Okay, let me take you through some pictures that I've taken in the last week, some things that I'm interested in, and hopefully you will be too. Here is our a beautiful, brand new, just opened up within the last year apartment building, uh, something like 17 stories high. We are in the 15th floor. Something that I found very odd about the Chinese. Today it is about it's 100 degrees outside, which for the rest of the world, 37 degrees Celsius, and it's super humid. And look at all the apartment buildings with all of their windows open. It must be 30 apartments with their windows open. I don't understand it. The Chinese like fresh air, I guess, even though the air here is quite polluted. The fitness center is in the first floor of our apartment building. People always have the windows and doors open. So it's like working out in a sauna. Sort of annoying, but I guess I'll get used to it. Our apartments are nicely air conditioned. I sleep under a big comforter every night. Here we are at night. Beautiful walkway. I had a video of that before. Here is one of the differences you see between the US and China. Here's a guy washing the windows, and look at he's hanging by a rope, and he's sitting on what looks like a swing seat. Nothing else. He's got a harness on it, I guess, but this is 18 stories up that he's working. You couldn't pay me enough to do that job. Here's something else that's a little bit unusual. This is in the lobby of our apartment building on the ground floor. And as you can see, it's a vending machine and you can buy Budweiser beer. That can of Budweiser beer is a little less than $1. And needless to say, the boys' dorm, all the boy students from kindergarten to I think they're offering 11th grade. We've caught several of them sneaking over and buying beer. Not against the law. The drinking age in China is no drinking age. But boys will be boys. It's against the school rules to have them drinking in the apartments, but you know, boys, teenage boys especially. One of the first places I went out shopping was to Walmart, and I was running out of a hair gel. I use hair gel. And one of the problems traveling around, not knowing Chinese, is how do you buy a product? So I knew that the one on the left is the hair gel that I use. I went to the hair section at Walmart and it said L'Oreal Paris Men Expert Pure and Matte. And I thought, well, this has to be the same as this, right? But there was nothing else in English on the whole product. I got it home, opened up the tube, it came out black. I rubbed it into my hair and it lathered up. It turned out it was not hair gel, it was pimple cream. So anyway, good news is my hair has no more pimples. Bad news is I'm still looking for hair cream. Second place that we went to was IKEA. This is not IKEA. I didn't take a picture of IKEA, but it's way worse than this. Crazy thing about IKEA is that all of the people, every single chair, this is just like a tiny furniture store in a regional mall. IKEA was packed. Every single chair had somebody sitting in it, and they weren't just sitting in it, they had the seats back. They had cups, their drinks were with them, they were eating on them. You went to the bedding section in IKEA, if you've been there, typical furniture store, there were people sleeping on the beds, people sleeping on the couches. There were people under the sheets at IKEA sleeping soundly. So, okay, must be a nightmare for the department managers in IKEA in China, but hey, when in Rome. Okay, this made me laugh. This was outside of a Chinese sporting goods store. This was their poster. In America, we'd have basketball, football, and baseball, I suppose. Here, I'm going to take team A. It's ping pong versus shooting guns. So different sports for different sorts. Walking around the mall, I saw they had this aquarium for sale, $4,000. It was the most beautiful aquarium I've ever seen. When Danielle's gone some weekend, I'm going to sneak over and buy it. Saltwater aquarium. It includes living corals and tropical fish. It was just fantastic. Luck Fuck Jewelry. I think that says it all. And there's Ucken Coffee. Who can disagree with that? I've got this little device. So for you travelers, I can swear by this. It is a online translation program. And what you do is you click on this one little button, then you press the red button and speak in English into it. You choose the language, and then it will speak in Chinese to the other person and then write out what you said. This has gotten us out of a lot of troubles. But about a weekend, it fell out of my pocket into a taxi. The taxi was good enough to call me and say a bunch of Chinese words to me. I didn't understand what he was saying, but eventually, after about a week and paying him a couple hundred RMB, I got my little device back. Pink cars in China, it's crazy. I've seen more pink cars in China than I've seen all pink cars in my whole life. It's not 1 out of 100, but it's every day you'll see different people driving pink cars. One of the very first days we went to the Patriots Park in downtown Chengdu. On the way to the park, we got in a car accident. Danielle's back is hurt. That's why she's cringing in this picture. But it was a nice little park. You enter it, and there's a big tribute to We Hate Japan. The Japanese were terrible to the Chinese during World War II, and they don't let you forget it. In the park, they had a little garden of bonsai trees, all different kinds of trees as bonsai trees. It was kind of cool. They had koi pond that was there. Here's where outside of the chrysanthemum, there's Danielle again cringing from the pain in her back. Oops, what have I done here? And as we left the place, there's this restaurant that was calling my name, Fat Old Man Restaurant, Fat Old Man Cuisine. Can't have better food than that. And on our way into the park, Danielle had said, we are never going to eat street food. And on our way in fact, right across from the Fat Old Man Cuisine store, there was a street vendor, and there was a line of maybe 20 people waiting to get his food. So we went to the park, and after we spent a couple hours in the park, we came back, and there was still a line of 20 people. And I said to Danielle, I don't care what this food is. It must be delicious. There's been a line of 20 for as long as we could go. So we waited in the line like 45 minutes. We got up, we got a bunch of the little sort of meat pies that they were selling. Got to say they were delicious. I have no idea what was in them, but it was well worth the wait. And afterwards, a woman came up to us and sold us these strange looking fruits. So much for not buying street food. And I think that's all I got for today. And I will talk to you more later next week, talk about my birthday adventure. Okay, thank you.